I'm going to explain second chapter, that is spreadsheet formula of your first term of your computer syllabus. So this is the chapter number second in your book. Open your book while listening to this video. Now in this video we'll be covering topics: what is spreadsheet, starting in Excel 2010, that is how to start Excel, how to switch between two worksheets or different worksheets, what is formula, and how we can create a formula and we can enter the formula in the cells. So the first topic is spreadsheet. The word is telling you spreadsheet, that means a sheet which is spread over an area, which is an organizer, that means which is used to enter data, which is used to save data, to edit data, to generate reports, to generate graphical reports. We can use spreadsheet software. So if a question will come, what is spreadsheet? That spreadsheet is a program, or you can write software, that allows us to enter, edit, save, generate reports of the data, and we can enter the formulas also. That is the spreadsheet software. It is in the form of rows and columns. This figure is telling you about the spreadsheet worksheet, which is arranged in the form of rows, that is horizontal lines are called rows and vertical are known as columns. This Mona ma'am was already defined in the earlier video which I have sent you today for listening the basics of the spreadsheet software. So better listen that video first so that you can get to know what is Excel software, how to open it, what are rows, what are columns, what are cells. These basic things you already studying since 6th class, but you should know now also, right? So it is telling you from your book, 8th class book, is spreadsheet is a software that allows you to organize data. Complete calculation means we can perform formulas on it, and we will be listening that how we can enter the formulas in the Excel software. So it can help us to represent data in the form of graphs also. We can develop, just like your report cards, we can generate the report card also. And one example is given for the powerful spreadsheet program, that is Microsoft Excel. Microsoft Excel means a spreadsheet software which is designed by Microsoft company. So you need to learn the example. You have to underline it in your book, that example of the spreadsheet software is Microsoft Excel. Other examples are also there, like Open Office software is there, in which we can create the spreadsheets also, and Google Sheets also are there. We can generate it online also, right? So Excel allows us to organize data in the form of rows and columns. The intersection where the row and column meets is known as cell. We can enter data in cell, we can do calculations in cells, we can edit data in the form of cells only. Cell means an intersection of rows and columns. So these rows and columns are collectively called as worksheet. A workbook is containing around 256 worksheets in one workbook. That means, like your notebook, workbook is there and it has many pages in it. That pages are known as worksheets. Okay, it is giving you example here also, which is like a notebook having many individual worksheets. So you can learn example that a notebook which is having many pages is just like a workbook in the computer which is having many worksheets. So on each worksheet, data is organized vertically in the form of columns and horizontally in the rows, already explained. So you have to learn this thing. Each worksheet of Excel 2010 has 16384 columns and 1048576 rows. Underline it again in your book, that columns are this much and rows are this much in one worksheet. So you can think that how much big one sheet is, how big data we can save in one worksheet. So it help us time saving techniques, it help us in memory saving techniques. So it is having 16384 columns and 1048576 rows. So the intersection of column and row is known as cell. Underline it, this definition can definitely come. A cell is the basic unit of the worksheet in which we can enter data. So cells are defined by column number and row number. This means An address can be generated of the cell. Cell has address. How can we find the cell address? Is suppose B number column. So this is telling you this is B number column, and suppose I want to see about this cell, right? So this is showing you B and row number is 2, so it becomes B2. In this way we can define the cell address. It is telling you like column is B and row is 5, so that cell becomes B5. So it is known as cell address or cell reference. Okay, cell reference is the cell address with the column name and the row number where it is intersecting. सेल में कंटेन 3 टाइप्स ऑफ डेटा. एक सेल के अंदर हम 3 तरह का डेटा फिल कर सकते हैं. वन इज टेक्स्ट. टेक्स्ट मीन्स इधर ABC, और नंबर्स मीन्स वी कैन एंटर 1 2 3, और formulas. Formula means processing of the numbers. That is just like your mathematics. Suppose you want to add 2 values and the one value is written in A1 cell, another value is written in B2 cell. So the formula will become A1 plus B2, but with an equal to sign. I'll explain you in the topic when it is there. So formula becomes equal to A1 plus B2. The cells containing data, we have to put the cell number and the process means if we want to add it, we have to put the plus sign there, right? Now next is starting Excel 2010. I hope you already are aware of this thing, that we have to click on start button. The start menu will appear. These are the steps you have to follow. Click on the all programs, click on the Microsoft Office, then click on the Microsoft Excel 2010, and then Excel workbook will appear, and that in that you can enter the data, right? Now entering data. Entering data means we have to type the values, or we have to type the text, or we have to type the formulas. Whatever we have to write is known as entering data. Entering data is the first step in the creation of the worksheet. That means if we want to use worksheet, that means we are organizing the data. So you can enter the data in the form of numbers or text. So Excel, this line you have to underline it. Excel automatically left aligns the data. That means whenever you write something, the alignment of the text is into the left side, right? If you want to change the alignment, you can take the help from the home button. You can change the alignment from left, right, center, justified. These are the alignments given in the tab about in the toolbox. You can click it, and it will change the alignment of your text, but default is left alignment. So you have to mark it. Maybe some short question can be there, that what is the default alignment of the text in the Microsoft Excel. So left alignment is there, and we can change the alignments as per the need. But this is for text data, but if you write the numbers, it is by default that is right alignment. Okay, now how will you enter the data? Either double click on the cell, you can type text. Okay, I'll show you one example. So this is the default worksheet. See, this is the cell, this is the cell, this is the, I mean, wherever you are clicking, these are the cells. So these horizontal lines are known as rows, and these are known as vertical columns. Where it is intersecting, that becomes the cell. Suppose I am clicking here, right? So you can see that cell address is here in the name box, that is B4. How it is B4? B number column and 4 number row. This is how we can judge the cell address. So this is cell address. Now how can we change the width of the cells? Like this. We'll turn the mouse here and there. We can change the width of the cell, and we can adjust the row height also, like this. If we want to change the height, like this, we can change the height also, right? So in this way we can change the row height and the column width, right? So these are the rows and the column. We'll go back to that text. Now how will we enter the data? See, how we can enter the data is either you can double click it, you can type anything, right? You can type any text is there, right? See, this is the left alignment. If I am typing numbers, it is having the right alignment. So how we can change the alignment is we will go to the this alignment tab is there, and we can change the alignment. See, I have clicked on this center alignment, so it is telling us that the 12 number is now in center. If I'll click here on this cell and I'll go back to this alignment, suppose I'm clicking right side, so it is changing my text to right side. This is how we can enter data and we can change the alignment of the text. Now we'll come back to this topic. So entering data is very simple. Either we can double click it or we can go to the cell and type the number or the text. It will be entering into the cell, right? So these are the steps given in your book, that click on the cell where you want to enter the data, then type the data, and the data type you will appear in the active cell and in the formula bar. That means if you're writing something, this is the formula bar. I'll show you. Now this is the spreadsheet and this is known as formula bar. Suppose I am writing any text in any of the cells. Suppose I am writing, so it will be copied in the formula bar also. You can see that if I am typing anything, it is copied in the formula bar also. Where fx is written, it is the formula bar of the Excel software. Okay, so I'll go back there. Now next topic of your book is switching between worksheets. Switching between worksheet is how we can switch. See, there are, I'll show you. Now these are the worksheets. You can see below of the Excel sheet. This is written sheet number 1, sheet number 2, sheet number 3. You can add any new sheets. New button is there, right? You can add any number of sheets in this workbook. The maximum we can add 256 sheets in one workbook. Now suppose I am writing, we were writing any text in this worksheet. This is sheet number 1 and I want to type any text in sheet number 2. So we have to click on this sheet, right? And we can enter here any text again, right? Suppose I am writing here. This is I am doing in sheet number 2 and I want to go back to that sheet. So I can click here on the sheet 1 and I can type my data in that sheet also. So this is how we can switch between the sheets. We can click on any of the sheets. These tabs are given below and we can click on any of the sheets. This is how switching means if you want to switch from one sheet to another sheet, we can do with the help of these sheet tabs are there given below in your window, right? So we'll go back. Next is renaming a worksheet. Renaming a worksheet means if the default name is given sheet 1, sheet 2, I just shown you, sheet 3 is there. If you want to type sheet number 1 as a thread, suppose, right? How will we switch between the worksheet is, I am giving you steps now. See, I am working on sheet number 1. Suppose I am writing any data in this column, that lamp word is there, right? So I am doing the work on sheet number 1. Now I want to rename it. How will we rename it? We have to right click, right? Right click, a rename option is there. We have to click on rename and we can write a thread. Now that name is a thread. Suppose I am clicking on sheet number 2. I have to rename it again. Either double click it, right, or rename, right click on it. We can just rename it like this. Suppose 8 blue any name you can give to your sheet. So it becomes 8 blue. That means that I can arrange many data in one workbook with different pages, right? These different pages are known as different sheets. So 8 blue is there. Suppose I want to rename it, double click it. So directly I am writing 8 green. So the name is 8 green now, right? So this becomes 8 red sheet, this becomes 8 blue sheet, and this is 8 green. Like so many sheets are there, we can rename it as per the need of the database, right? This is the topic how we can rename it. Now look at your book again. So this topic was switching between worksheet. Then it is written that Excel workbook contains sheets are also called as worksheets. Worksheets are quite large. We already told you that one sheet is having 16384 columns and 1048576 rows. So it becomes this much of cells. Need not to learn the number of cells, but just learn the number of columns and number of rows. And if we multiply columns and rows, so these cells we are getting, right? So it is telling you that there are many worksheet tabs. So I am again showing you worksheet tabs are there. Tab means buttons are there. So maximum number of sheets in one workbook are 256 that you have to learn. A small question is there on the back exercises. So it is telling you that these are the multiple worksheets in one workbook. So next topic is your renaming the worksheet. Next topic is renaming, that I just shown you that if the by default names are sheet number 1, sheet number 2, sheet 3 is there, and you want to change the name, I told you that right click on the sheet name, or double click on the sheet name, and you can type your own name. This is how you can rename the worksheet. So in the next video I'll be covering the next page topics. Till then, okay, thank you.